Jai Baba. Nothing is real but God. Nothing matters but love for God. God is the only reality. All else that seems real is illusory. God and I are one. Meher Baba. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Thanks to beloved Baba and Jai Baba to all of you. We are starting a new book in the sense the series, the third series called Intimate Conversations with the Awakener. But before we start that, Sham Sundarji has a question. So I said I will take it up on Saturday. In fact, he only suggested. So Shamji, would you like to read out the question? Sham Sundar Sharma ji. Oh, am I not so audible? Shamji.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please read out your question so that I can briefly explain.
In the book Tiffin Lectures, Baba says that those yogis who practice miracles, they have to go to the point of becoming stones in their next stage. So why is so much penalty for the showing?
All right. That's the question. See, Shamji refers to a session on Tiffin lectures. Now, Tiffin lectures were lectures given by Baba in the year 1926-27 to his monthly members, which was the earlier stages of his, you can say, autaric ministry, autaric work, where Baba was trying to convey certain esoteric knowledge to them. Now, what he says in that particular chapter is that people, Baba talks about yogis who practice the art of yoga, not in terms of asana, but real yoga. When they advance on the spiritual path, they get certain experiences on the first plane, second plane, third plane. And in those experiences, they smell absolute out of the world aroma. They are able to hear very beautiful celestial music. They are able to see a lot of things which we do not see. And there is every possibility that they may acquire certain riddhi-siddhi, which are the powers which will tempt them to make some miracles. Now, Baba says the point is that many people get so very complacent after receiving all this riddhi-siddhi that they feel that they have arrived. That means they have reached the goal. But Baba says they are far, far, far away from it. It's a lesson for all of us also, that if at all we get such spiritual experiences, we should never ever think that, oh, we have achieved self-realization or whatever. Then Baba says that if at all out of their own efforts, somebody is able to cross over from the third plane to the fourth plane. The fourth plane is the plane of powers, infinite powers. He is known as a Mahayogi, or he is also called a Kuber. He has got such powers that he can create new life, create new universes. He can bring back dead people to life. That is the power. But Baba says that even they are not perfect. And on one hand, they have absolute powers, and on the other hand, they have absolute no control on the desire to use those powers. That's a very tricky situation. And Baba also refers it to the dark night of the soul. Dark night meaning there's so much of temptation that you want to use it. And yet, if you use it, Baba says, you are supposed to control your temptation. If you use it for some mundane purposes, materialistic purposes, or a kind of a show off that I can create such miracles, then the consciousness of that Mahayogi or Kuber disintegrates. It shatters. It is something like, let's say I've got a bulb of say 100 watts, and if I If I pass through that 100 watts bulb, a 1 million watt current, power, the electricity, then the bulb will burst. So in that same way, the consciousness of that soul shatters, disintegrates, and he has to start the journey all the way from the stone stage. Now, according to my understanding, it's not a punishment, because you use the word punish. It's not a punishment. It is a matter of cause and effect. That's all. And that is precisely the reason why Baba does not recommend the yogic path, the yogic path or the Kundalini, Jagrat Karne ka and all that. Why? Because he says that it's a very, very tricky and a very, very slippery path. And if you do not have active participation of a living perfect master, then there is every possibility that you might slip and you will have to start the journey all the way from the stone stage. Now, Tiffin lectures was the initial. That's why Baba doesn't use the word Kuber or Mahayogi. Later on, whatever is there in the Tiffin lecture has been refined, redefined with different terminologies. And the final culmination of Baba's cosmology is God speaks, as we all know. So that is my answer to the question. Shamji, are you satisfied?
Yes, very much. Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Now Rakesh is not satisfied. Yes, Rakesh.
Jai Baba, Jai Baba. Now, just another question popped up in my head.
Okay.
Like Baba has said that if there is no help of a living perfect master, so there is a good possibility or every possibility for the yogi to slip through, but that will happen at the fourth level, right?
That's the only level where you can fall down. Yeah.
So let's, we are not even on level 1. We are, so how do you correlate this, whether we go for these practices, whether we adopt the yogic path at this level? Because, it's not that if we adopt this path now, the first, second, third, all the way through, we stick to that path only. Things will change. So, is there any, that point is agreed, accepted, but where does it, stand on this level of us, where we are?
I personally feel, this is my personal interpretation, that each one, according to their karmic mold, will either follow the path of, let's say, dhyanam, which is meditation, or karmam, which is the karma yoga, or what is it called, bhakti yoga, or these are the different pathways. And I don't think there's anybody who can say you will do this or you will do that. It automatically, spontaneously comes. And I say that we are so fortunate to be in the love orbit of Meher Baba. So he has not advocated any of these exercises for us. The only thing that he continuously emphasizes and impresses upon us is love for God, which means love for human beings, for all in creation, seeing Baba in each one and everyone, each and everything, and the selfless service to humanity. Selfless service, which means the person who is serving should not even get a thought that he's serving. That is the definition of selfless service, one liner, according to my understanding of Baba's reading. So there is no way in which I can answer you in the sense as to where we are, whether I'm going to become a yogi, or whether I'm going to become a jnani, or whether I'm going to become I'm going to follow the bhakti path. I do not know.
As of now, if you use it, what's the harm? That's his question.
If that is a question, that as of now, if you use it, what's the harm? There is no harm in anything, as long as you are the cause and effect. If you know that, okay, at a certain juncture, I am going to acquire these powers, and I am not expected or supposed to exhibit them for material purposes, then it's perfectly okay. You can as well be a Mahakuber in this life, provided you do not use it. But the temptation is such, Baba said, we in the gross world get tempted with so many things in life. We all know that. That is nothing compared to the temptation on the path. Because there you are actually, it's something like you can do anything. You have got everything under your control, and you are not supposed to do it, because if you do it, then you fall. So that's where the whole game of control and temptation comes about. I don't know if I'm answered your question, Rakesh.
Yeah. The bottom line is that hold on to his daman. That's it.
Bottom line is that that is why all this. That's why, because I was asked to speak, I was asked to explain or interpret one supposedly difficult chapter on tiffin lectures, and in my initial talk only I said these are the primary, I would say not primitive, rather primary ways of Baba's explaining. And then it has been redefined and refined and modulated according to the times later on. So I was not very much keen on giving interpretations of that, because there are many things. I know we are digressing. For example, in that there is Malik ke do jahan, means the Malik of do jahan. But later on, Baba said teen jahan, gross, subtle, and mental. So when we say Malik ke do jahan, at that time in 1926-27, Baba was referring to the outer world, which is the gross, and the inner world, which is the subtle and the mental. But then later on, he refined it. In the 26-27, he was not using the word Sadguru. He was using the word Salik. Even in the Aarti, you will see Salik, we call it Salik, So then later on, he again redefined it into Mazubs, Saliks, Kutubs. So you see, what I'm trying to convey is that it's a very superb book, undoubtedly, but it is a study material. You have to study that along with infinite intelligence, along with God speaks, along with, so many other things. Then it's a good thing. Otherwise, individually, if you do it, it could create more of complications or misunderstanding, because Baba has already refined that later on. That is what my take on that is. Although many people feel it's a beautiful book, and it is excellent book, but then why don't we go for the finished product rather than go for the work in process, so to speak? That's what I felt. Okay, all right. Now we start with the third of the series of 4 conversations with the Awakener. We did conversations, we did more conversations. Now we are starting with intimate conversations with the Awakener.
Dedicated to you, the Awakener of all hearts, and to all those who are seeking union with you, the eternally benevolent. It is not with my eyes that I see you. It is not with my ears that I hear you. Only with the eyes and ears of the heart do I listen and view love's pure gift granted by you. Silence is the breath of your being. To fathom its glory, I sing. May these offerings your heart delight, and your glance drown me in your ocean of light.
So that is the dedication, and emphasis is on the heart. Emphasis is on the feelings. Baba has said it so many times, that shut the door of your mind, or shut the trap of your mind, and open the doors of your heart. At times, Baba had said that the gati, that means the speed at which the mind is functioning, is much faster than the heart. So all you need to do is to slow down the speed of the mind and to increase the feelings of the heart. So basically, he's dedicating this book to the Awakener of the heart.
Preamble. O Awakener, who are you? To me, you are the ever-fresh presence of love, pure and boundless, that sustains and quickens life on all its levels. Although formless, you are vibrant in all forms, transcendent yet incarnate. Your grace is unconditional. So, irrespective of any merits, with the slightest sincere yearning, you are equally available for help to one and all. In a way, you are even impatient to awaken our hearts more and more to your pure love on our journey to you. You are the one and only awakener. Being infinite in your oceanic originality, you have planted the seed of original nature in each one's heart, and you nurture these seeds through the course of countless life events so that they may germinate, blossom, and fructify in their own season.
This is the preamble. I would like to read it again. The reason being that I don't know what the reason is, but I'd like to read it again so that we are able to go deep into it. O Awakener, Baba is referred to as the Awakener. Even in Baba's Samadhi, the tombstone is etched, I have come not to teach but to awaken. Many interpretations can be given, and one of them could be that he has come to awaken himself in each one of us. Because in himself, he is already awakened for all times. So he comes into our midst in order to awaken himself in us. And once he is awakened in us, automatically and simultaneously, we too stand awakened for all times. Okay. Correct. Swami, what is it? Correct. O Awakener, who are you? To me, you are the ever fresh presence of love, pure and boundless, that sustains and quickens life on all its levels. His full-time job is to quicken life so that we reach our goal. We may presume, or we were very presumptuous in the sense that we are seeking God, but actually it is God who is seeking us out, and we may feel that we want to reach the goal, but it is He who wants us to reach the goal. He is more earnest, he is more eager than what we are that way. Although formless, you are vibrant in all forms. Talking about quickening, if we study Baba's life, he is always fast. Everything is fast. He gives a time-bound schedule as to this is to be completed in this time, and he would stand there much before time. Not complete as yet, that sort of thing. Similarly, everything he wants to do. Even we are told that when he would eat very fast. He would eat very small portion, but he would eat very fast. Although formless, you are vibrant in all forms, because any form, any existence of anything cannot be without him being there. And that is why when he was asked, who is Meher Baba? Baba said, I am the being of all beings, that I am the astitva, the existence. If anything that is, it cannot be unless I am there in it. Transcendent yet incarnate. So the beauty of Baba as the avatar, as the only, singularly one and only soul whose prime duty and responsibility is to keep coming over and over again. Nobody else comes. Not the perfect masters, not the perfect ones, not Saliks, not the Kutub. No. Only the avatar has to keep coming. And therefore, he is in everything. He is everything, and he is also beyond everything. That's a very unique thing that he has. So here it says, although formless, you are vibrant in all forms, transcendent, yet incarnate. That means you are incarnate as well as you are above that. Your grace is unconditional. He doesn't have attached any conditions to his love and to his grace. His grace, mercy, love is ever flowing on everybody. So, irrespective of any merits, with the slightest sincere yearning, this is very important. Our call to Baba, our calling out to him should be a sincere yearning, no matter who we are, what we are. It doesn't matter that a terrorist or a rapist or somebody who's a vagabond or whosoever, if he calls out, then Baba would not answer. It's not like that. His love is ever flowing, it is unconditional. Only thing that is required is there has to be a sincere yearning from the heart. You are equally available for help to one and all. In a way, you are even impatient to awaken our hearts more and more to your pure love on our journey to you. That's why Soumya and I are a witness to Bal Natuji in one of the sessions in Merazad once, that he would say, that he is so impatient to shower his love on us that by the time you utter the word Ba, you don't have to complete the word Baba. By the time you say Ba, he is there to ask, what is it that I can do for you? How can I help you? How can I love you? Like that. He had a very unique way of saying this, and he would say, by the time you just say Ba, and he's always there. So here he's reflecting the same sentiment over here, that you are even impatient to awaken our hearts more and more to your pure love on our journey to you. You are the one and only awakener. Being infinite in your oceanic originality, because he is originality in the sense he is the only avatar. Because Baba had said that the avatar is always one and the same, because God is always one and the same. Nobody else can take place of the avatar. Nobody else can reincarnate, or he can, take an advent, except for that one particular soul who made it all by himself without the help of anybody, because nobody was there before him to help him with the God realization process. So he was the only one who did it, the very first one, and he is called the avatar. You have being infinite in your oceanic originality, you have planted the seed of original nature in each one's heart, and you nurture these seeds through the course of countless life events so that they may germinate, blossom, and fructify in their own season. What he's trying to say is that you have planted. There's another message, very beautiful, awake now, which more or less reflects the same sentiment, that I cannot expect you to understand all at once what I want you to know. It is for me to sow the seeds, of love in your limited heart, so that in spite of your, it works to the effect I'm saying. So in spite of, it may with due care on your part, it may fructify and bear the fruit of that true knowledge which is inherently yours to gain. But if instead of following that you follow your own path, then that too is progress, because ultimately it will reach you there after innumerable lifetimes and a lot of suffering. So that was the message called. It was message was called in. It's there in the Meher Baba calling, where awake now. Message is called awake now. Very beautiful message. So the same sentiments here he saying that you have sown the seed, the natural, original seed in each one, and then you are nurturing it. And so that at one time it will fructify in its own time, in its own season.
Since the moment, pregnant with your grace, that you first drew me into the orbit of your love, naturally, I have not felt the urge to follow anyone, nor do I expect anyone to follow me. This graceful dispensation has helped me to refrain from judging or imitating others. Once one is set upon one's natural path, the various wondrous talents of others can unfold to one's deep appreciation without being enticed by them. As a result, a reciprocal relationship of pure love and resignation to your wish naturally begins to blossom.
I'll read it again. Since the moment, pregnant with your grace, that you first drew me into the orbit of your love, naturally, I have not felt the urge to follow anyone, nor do I expect anyone to follow me. It's a very beautiful place to be in, which I think all of us should emulate in a sense that one, and Baba himself has been emphasizing this time and time and time again, that once having come to the darbar of the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings, the highest of the high, you need not go to anybody else. Because many of us still keep on going to XYZ with absolute, complete due respect to all these masters. We are not saying no, but our Baba does not want us to go there. Okay, if you come across, pay your respects, no harm at all. But people go with an intent of getting something from there which you think you Baba will not give you. My personal opinion is Baba may not like it. Baba may not appreciate that because he has time and time again said this, that once having come to me, there's no need for you to go anywhere else. This graceful dispensation here, the meaning is that which is enjoined or bestowed upon you. So Baba has enjoined us. This graceful dispensation has helped me to refrain from judging or imitating others. There is no need for us to judge others. There is no need for us to imitate others. There is no need for us to feel envious or jealous about others. There's no need at all because each one of us come with a certain set of samskaric mold, a combination of different samskaras, and each one act and behave according to the composition of those samskaras. Once we realize that each one is unique and each one is equidistant from Baba, from the goal, then all this jealousy, envy, hatred, all that just vanishes. So this graceful dispensation has helped me to refrain from judging or imitating others. Once one is set upon one's natural path, that is again an important word, natural path. You cannot expect everybody to be a yogi or everybody to be a karma yogi or everybody to sit in meditation or no, because each one has a different natural path. Once one is set upon one's natural path, the various wondrous talents of others can unfold to one's deep appreciation. We appreciate the other's talents and goodness without being enticed by them. We are not enticed, we are not attracted. We don't want to copy paste what they are doing, so let me do it because that is not natural for me. As a result, a reciprocal relationship of pure love and resignation to your wish naturally begins to blossom. So we are appreciating the talents or capacities or capabilities in the others without trying to be jealous, without trying to copy for us, emulate that.
Everyone's life is your gift, sustained by your grace, love, and compassion. Hence, I do not wish to be a mentor or guide, just a friend to fellow wayfarers on their journey to you. And in this spirit of simple friendship, I offer these conversations not with insistence to convince anyone, but as a pleasant way of sharing my perceptions on life to the extent I have absorbed them in your company. Such playful dialogues with you are a form of heart to heart communication, a life of ever fresh delight.
Go ahead.
I have chosen to describe our conversations as intimate to indicate an intimacy without the least hesitation, whether we are speaking of matters trifling or profound. In some conversations, ideas flow naturally one from another, while in others, they may seem disconnected. Some of our talks are brief yet intense, some are long and serious, some are humorous also. Through these conversations, you have delightfully revealed some insights about your relationship to me. You were not at all annoyed by my sometimes childish, silly questions. Instead, with an uncanny knack, you responded patiently and often with lively humor. If these musings within my heart happen to help anyone in finding or arriving at a more intimate relationship with you, that too is a part of your game and grace. All threads are in your hand. For the life of me, I shall never be able to fathom or really share the depth of your loving concern for me. In fact, the immensity of each of your noble attributes is so great that sometimes I have to laugh at my poor attempts to capture any of them in words.
Basically, what the author is trying to say that these are the conversations. They are intimate. Sometimes they are short, sometimes they are long, sometimes they are profound, sometimes they are humorous,
Serious.
serious, yeah, serious, right? And he says, I'm just sharing what I have earned at the feet of the master, what are my how, and it is for you to accept it or not to accept it. Then here again, Baba, he's saying, if these musings within my heart, musing is a contemplative, absorbing thoughts. All right. If these musings within my heart happens to help anyone in finding or arriving at a more intimate relationship with you, that too is a part of your game and grace. So he's not claiming any. I have written this conversation. It is your. So if at all any of us are touched at the core of our being, that wow, you got some clue, you got some key how to handle certain situations, then that is Baba's game and Baba's grace to each one of us. He doesn't claim the credit for that. All threads in your are in your hand. That means we are just Katputli, as we say, puppets, and he's the puppeteer. And then, in fact, the immensity of each of your noble attributes is so great that sometimes I have to laugh at my poor attempts to capture any of them in words. That means the feelings or the conversations that happen between the awakener Baba and him are so profound that I utterly fail to put them into words. And I have to laugh at myself. There's no way in which I can express those conversations in words. But yet we all feel that he has done an excellent job about the conversations.
It's a wordsmith.
Sorry?
It's a wordsmith. Like blacksmith.
Yeah. Go ahead.
As it is far beyond my mind to grasp the immeasurable magnitude of your game, I frankly admit my inability to express adequately through these conversations the feelings that your tender, timeless words have awakened within my heart. I must honestly acknowledge that many a time I have failed to present the depth of your statements and express accurately the import that you wished to convey. So, in sharing these vignettes, I might have missed the mark. After all, they are just my immature attempts to convey what I have gathered or understood. For such inaccuracies, I beg your pardon and also request the reader to bear with my incompetence. However, if these fragmentary attempts manage to convey even a whiff of your loving presence, I shall feel immensely grateful to you, the source of love, unfettered and unbounded. Had not a few of my close friends helped me in typing and editing these conversations with you as they were sporadically unfolding in my heart, the first scribbled pages would never have seen the light of day. My warmest and most sincere thanks to them, my co-workers. And I, along with my friends, wholeheartedly invite and welcome the reader to join me with an open mind in sharing this intimacy with the awakener, which is the essence of these conversations. Thanks. Hooray! Feb 25th, 1998, Bal Natu.
I don't think it requires any explanation. It's something like he is saying that there is every possibility that I may not be able to really reflect the depth of the conversation, and that is my incompetence. And he is expecting us to bear with his incompetence. And then he thanks so many people who have been part of this, the whole project of conversations, without whom this would not have seen the light of day. And he openly says that these conversations happen in my heart and I just scribble it on a piece of paper, and later on people put it to typeset and all that. So this is the starting about what the preamble of this book. Now we are starting a new chapter. There's a lot of time. My only thing is okay, let me see. Let's see if we can complete. Otherwise, we'll have to break it halfway. Let's see how it all goes. Let's see.
Return to the center. We were sitting quietly side by side under
Page number
one.
Page number 1.
We were sitting quietly side by side under a grand old oak. It had a thick, round trunk, and its drooping branches with their waxy green leaves formed a sheltering umbrella over us. The charm and majesty of the old tree emanated across the grassy slope. The meadow below seemed to rest pleasantly under the sky, and patches of green were sparkling in the soft sunlight just peering over the horizon. The breeze was cool and bracing. You tapped me gently on my shoulder and remarked, "Today you seem to be blissfully quiet. I am happy." As I heard you say this, I wondered whether you were purposely veiling your omniscience or trying to get a rise out of me. At that moment, in spite of being surrounded by such majestic scenery and with you sitting beside me, I was feeling too drained and exhausted to converse on any subject. What an irony.
So here, I don't want to read the whole thing again, except for a little explanation. Here was sparkling in the soft sunlight, just peering over the horizon. Peering would mean looking over the horizon. And the other word, the breeze was cool and bracing. Bracing would mean invigorating, stimulating, that way. And besides that, the underlying portion is Baba is saying you are quiet and I am happy. Baba is just, saying that it's good that you are not asking questions. I am happy.
Without looking at you, I blurted out, "On the contrary, I feel fed up with my life and even with this human body." You laughed heartily without reprimand and said, "You are not fed up with the body at all. Rather, you are feeling frustrated owing to the unfulfillment of your deep-rooted desires. Were they gratified, you would love even to be a centenarian."
So beautiful here it is. Bal Natuji is saying, I'm fed up with my life and with this human body. And some of us may be fed up for whatever reason. And what a superb reply. Baba says, you laugh heartily without reprimand. He never reprimands. He never punishes. He never condemns. He never lets you down. He's only lifting you up. He says, you are not fed up with your body at all. Rather, you are feeling frustrated owing to the unfulfillment of your deep-rooted desires. That means when we are fed up with life, fed up with the body, fed up with, it is not that the body is to be blamed. It is we are not able to fulfill our deep-rooted desires. That's why we feel fed up. And then Baba goes on to say, were they gratified? If your deep-rooted desires are gratified, when they come to pass, you would love even to be a centenarian, which means you will live till 100 years and you'll be happy to live that. That means we are not unhappy with the body. We are unhappy because our desires are not fulfilled.
You had diagnosed my disease without condemning it. You are not totally wrong, I admit it. But why should I have this body at all? That is the question that so often bothers me. Your tranquil eyes sparkled as you lovingly replied, the purpose of having a human body is to understand, feel, and realize the blissful, formless, infinite spirit ever residing within you that I am. In fact, the spirit is eager, even impatient, but it does not impose itself. It is waiting for your wholehearted consent so that it can begin to reveal itself more and more.
A very beautiful.
Spirit is given act.
Yeah. Very, very powerful sentence. He says, why the body? So Baba is, without reprimanding, he's saying, the purpose of having a human body is to understand, that means at the mental level, to feel, that means at the heart level, and realize the blissful, formless, infinite spirit ever residing within you that I am. That means in every human form, the spirit of Baba is residing. In fact, the spirit is eager, even impatient, but it does not impose itself. In any of Baba's literature, you say, he will never be imposing himself. He will always give us a free choice to choose from. But it does not impose itself. It is waiting. Sorry, itself is a capital I, which means spirit, which means Baba. It is waiting for your wholehearted consent so that it means again capital I, it can begin to reveal itself more and more. We are compressing it, we are covering it, we are shrouding it, we are enveloping it, with a whole lot of Mayavic desires, and therefore it doesn't get a scope to reveal itself.
Incredible words. I drew a deep, excited breath. I am ready for such an unfolding right now.
We are all, telling that I am ready, I am surrendered, but actually it is not that. We are just speaking. We are not deep down. We don't feel that. Yeah, lip service. Correct. Go ahead.
You flashed a smile and said, in the first place, understanding the paramount importance and function of the human body must becoming a longing of the heart and intense passion.
So Baba is emphasizing many times longing, intense passion to understand, to know, and to feel what purpose the body is. Only then we can awaken the spirit within us.
I was silenced momentarily, then confessed, I am neither one-pointed nor resolute in the intention I have just expressed.
See, we are not one-pointed. Many times we only talk for the sake of talking. We are not resolute. We are not one-pointed. We are not focused. We are saying it for the sake of saying. The next moment, that so-called intense longing just withers away and we are where we are.
However, the conflict within me seems to originate in your infinite, formless spirit manifesting in an endless variety of fascinating forms. An affectionate glow lit your face. Perhaps you do not correctly understand what you are saying. The main reason is that your mind is hydra-headed, so you are unable to make any firm decision that is close to your original nature. And this impedes the blossoming of life.
So in other words, Baba is saying that the mind is hydra-headed. Many heads, several heads. It runs here, there, everywhere. As a result of which, we are not able to focus on the real thing. Baba uses the word you are not able to take any firm decision that is close to your original nature. Original nature meaning bliss, being omnipotent, omnipresent. That's our original nature. But we are not able to focus on that because we are focusing on things external, things which are a passing show, things which are impermanent, and the culprit for all this is the mind, which is Hydra headed. Yeah. And this impedes the blossoming of life. Impedes means hinders. It's a hindrance to the blossoming of the inner life.
What do you mean by this? You gracefully raised your face, peering into my eyes as you spoke. Blossoming is a very natural and delicate process of gradually becoming aware of my presence within you. It's a game I play through everyone, and each one has a free choice as to whether to play along. It is difficult for me to describe this process in words. It is an art of abiding joyfully without inner resistance to the numberless laws of nature that are operating in and through your life.
Again, a very, very profound paragraph you spoke. Blossoming is a very natural and delicate process of gradually becoming aware of my presence within you. So what Baba is expecting us to be constantly focusing on Baba's presence within us. It is a game I play through everyone, because Baba is in everyone. And each one has a free choice as to whether to play along. We can choose to play along, or we can choose to ignore Baba's presence in our life. It is difficult for me to describe this process in words, the blossoming process, how it happened, I cannot explain to you. It is an art, this is important, it is an art of abiding joyfully without inner resistance to the numberless laws of nature that are operating in and through your life. In other words, a kind of, you can say, resignation to what is happening in our life, a kind of surrenderance to Baba, what is happening in our life, and not just as a defeatant, as somebody who's defeated. No, as proper understanding of why things are happening the way they are happening in our life, and attributing every happening to Baba's game being played in us and through us. Because there are numerous laws of nature operating concurrently in our life. So only and only if we are able to focus on Baba's presence in us, within us, in our life, then we will be able to take everything that happens to us or that comes to us as happening and coming through and from Baba.
Your explanation deeply touched my heart, and I pleaded, please guide me to play well and fair with you. And in case I am blessed with a little success in improving my game, what shall the result be? A surprise. And with a benign dignity, you added, anyone who is sincerely open to my guidance shall soon witness that attending to the daily chores of one's life will not be a drudgery, but a life filled with simple, uplifting moments of selfless joy.
This again is a beautiful way of reflecting whether we have already enthroned and we are already feeling Baba's presence. Here Baba says, the author is asking, what will happen if I play the game well and if I get a little success? And Baba says, what you will get is a surprise. And then he goes on to say, anyone who is sincerely open to my guidance shall soon witness that attending to the daily chores of one's life will not be a drudgery. If we are feeling it as a drudgery, then we have not yet opened our hearts to Baba. It will not be a drudgery, Baba says, but a life filled with simple, uplifting moments of selfless joy. That means in our day-to-day functioning, whether you are in business, whether you go to work, whether whatever you are doing, if there is an uplifting feeling, a feeling of joy, a feeling of participation in life, then we can, to a certain extent, be rest assured that yes, that Baba is in us and we are able to experience his presence within our hearts.
Really, I exclaimed. Whenever I hear such words of cheer from you, I'm inspired to begin instantly. You glanced lovingly at me, and in a warm voice, you went on. Then why don't you begin and find the result for yourself? My whole nature of self defense was revived, and I said, do you mean to say that I have not tried? You have, but not the way you should. Sorry, after all, I am an ordinary human being, and as they say, to err is human. I was still trying to justify my
See
folly.
how our mind manipulates, that we always find excuses and justification for not being able to pursue our aim of remembering Baba wholeheartedly throughout the day or as many times. We always have some excuse. So here he's giving, oh, why can't I start now? I mean, Baba says, why don't you start now? He said, don't, do you mean to say I never tried? I tried. But what can I do? I'm just a simple human being. And to her is human. So he's trying to cover himself up through this excuse.
You gave me a deep, steady look. Now listen. First, you have to forget. I mean, try to forget the past, and I will help you. How? I asked excitedly. Not by brooding over what you have done or what you should not have done. If such thoughts assail you, offer them to me with unadulterated trust in me. This practice will gradually make you feel light-hearted. This will encourage you to offer more of your thoughts to me. And I especially love for you to share even your most commonplace thoughts and concerns.
So here the starting point, Baba says, most important thing is you forget the load, the garbage of the past. What you have done, what you ought not to have done, or you have not done what you ought to have done, all that rubbish, all that kachra, garbage has to be dumped and offered to Baba. Because Baba is the ocean, he will accept all the garbage without any problem. Unless and until we let go of the past, we cannot fully live in the present. Baba is wanting us to live in the present so that we can appreciate that present. Present meaning the gift, we can appreciate that gift only if we are able to let go of the past. That's what he's emphasizing in that paragraph.
When can I start? I asked urgently. But the next moment, I regretted my impatience. I was still caught up in my habitual impetuousness. Rich in sympathy.
Impetuousness is impulsive way of behavior, that way.
Rich in sympathy, you calmly replied, there is no more as auspicious moment than now, the ever renewing now. In this timeless moment, all moments of all times are included, not differentiated. Begin. You gazed benignly at me.
Another very, very, very important clue that the best time to do anything is the now. Many times we postpone it on the first of the month, on that particular auspicious day, auspicious occasion, according to the religious. In Parsis, we say Behram Roj, Hormaz Roj, Mehr Roj, and all that. And somebody would say from the first of the month, somebody would say from Monday onwards. The most auspicious time to start anything is now. So I'll repeat this. Rich, and he started, he was impulsive and all that. Very beautiful choice of words. Rich in sympathy. Baba is always sympathetic. Rich in sympathy, you calmly replied, there is no more auspicious moment than now. There is no more auspicious moment than now. The ever renewing now. Because this now is composite, it is comprising of all of the past and all of the future. It doesn't differentiate, it is all inclusive. The ever renewing now. In this timeless moment, the now is the timeless moment. In this timeless moment, all moments of all times are included. I repeat, in this timeless moments of all times are included, not differentiated. We are so attuned to differentiating past, present, and future. Baba said, now is the most important moment. Begin. You gazed
Benignly.
at me.
You know well that I am an average person. I implored, can you tell me something that I can both understand and follow? Your glowing eyes shone like stars, and you answered, just start to witness whatever is happening within you and around you, which is only the periphery of life, and return to the center, which I am. This is the way to grow in my presence. Let this be a deep passion, your sole focus. Now I have opened the door for you, whether to walk in or stay out. I leave that to you.
Again, a very important. See what beautiful gems Baba is throwing to us. We have to catch it. He says, all you need to do is just be a witness to all that is happening with you, within you, around you. Just be a witness. And come to the center. Keep coming to the center. Coming to the center would mean come to the presence of Baba within us. Keep feeling Baba's presence within us while at the same time witnessing what is happening within you and without you. That means, again, I'll repeat this. Your glowing eyes shone like stars and you answered. Just start. How to start? It is like DIY, do it yourself. Baba is giving step by step, baby steps. He's holding us by the hand and saying, do this, do this. Just start to witness whatever is happening within you and around you, which is only the periphery of life. That is only periphery, superfluous of life. And return to the center, which I am. This is the way to grow in my presence. Let this be your deep passion, your sole focus. To be a witness, come back to the center. Witness everything, come back to the center. Now I have opened the door for you. Whether to walk in or stay out, I leave it to you. How very beautiful. Baba says, it's your choice whether you want to take this or you just want to leave it.
With these enlightening and inviting words, you stood up and with regal, graceful strides walked away from the tree. As I witnessed you going, I felt that something divinely monumental had occurred, and I was wondering whether you were walking outside or inside of me. Your words, return to the center, seemed to surcharge the entire atmosphere around me. I felt those same words echoing and re echoing from within the trunk of the dear old oak tree I was leaning against. And as I looked out upon the meadow, every leaf of grass seemed to be singing in unison the same refrain, just witness and return to the center, the center.
How beautiful. All chapters I feel are very awakening. And as Baba says, I have opened the door for you. Whether you want to come in or you want to remain out is all our choice. So we need to make that choice, a very conscious choice of feeling His presence within us all the time. And everything else other than the center is all periphery. It is there. We go through ups and downs in life, but just be a witness. Do whatever needs to be done. When I say just be a witness, I keep repeating. If you're sick, don't, I am a witness, I'm sick. No, go to the doctor, go hospitalize, be hospitalized, whatever. In other words, do not give too much of importance to the periphery, but give importance to the center, which is Baba's presence. We are almost done. 6:30 sharp. By Baba's grace, we have been able to finish. I was a little doubtful, but then he made it happen. Anything to ask, share? Nothing. Oh yeah, Dinesh, bolo. Jai Baba.
Yeah, Baba.
Anything to share?
Nice to listen to you.
Thanks to Baba that he has given us such a beautiful literature and so beautifully, like a ABCD, step by step, he's telling us. We can never say, Baba, I don't know where to start or how to start. All right. Thank you, Baba. And thanks to all of you. Avatar Meher Baba.
Baba ki jai.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Yeah, Baba.
Jai Baba.
Yeah, Baba.